Hi, in this video I will show you the Otherside system. It is fast and simple, yet very powerful, and whatever characters you create here, any ability points that you use will matter greatly. It will not be getting a +2 on a d20 sided die and getting like 5% more chance of success. If you spend a point somewhere, it will matter. Let's go into details. Most tabletop RPGs out there have 3 components like attributes, skills, and some specialities, something else on top of it. Every system has its own list of attributes, so does Otherside. More on those in detail later in this video. When it comes to skills, there's usually like a fixed set of skills, and that quickly becomes problematic whenever you want to do something specific. So let's say you want to play in science fiction setting. Then, good luck finding a skill of star map navigator anywhere in there, right? You want to be geneticist, or you're playing a spy themed game and you want to be a forger of documents. All those things will be hard to find. Otherside ditches the whole list entirely and instead uses experiences. So you can put any experience that you actually want your character to have and spend points on it. This can be like, piloting, any specific skill. You can also put in straight up jobs, like you have been a bartender for some years or bodyguard. That means you will have experience doing things. And you will be able to more universally apply this experience. Sometimes it means having multiple skills. So if you're a bodyguard, you will know about security systems. You will probably be trained in combat, but not necessarily in sharpshooting a sniper rifle, right? And then systems have specific things like spells, classes, abilities available, like unique, but only available to specific class. And then also with it comes the limitation that if you choose this class, you only have those abilities available to you and not the abilities available in the other class. And if you want to play something unique that is a little bit of this, but also a little bit of that, then goes even more complex multi-classing rules. So not in Otherside. In here we just get rid of all of that and we just do cards, and the card can be anything. It can be that specific skill. It can be a species. If you want to play like a sentient plant species, go ahead, make a card for it. And cards usually bring some kind of specific mechanics to what you're trying to do. So if you're playing that sentient plant, you may be healing when you're exposed to sunlight. You may be eating or maybe just drinking water and some minerals, or who knows, maybe you're a carnivorous plant and you're eating people. Whatever it is, just, write it down and so that it is not just a empty flavor. It can also mean that there will be some specific challenges to you. If you're a vampire, you might want to collect like blood tokens on this card. And depending on how hungry you are, you will have some different effects. So yeah, sky is the limit. Do what you want. And if you're in trouble, like it's hard to imagine what the card should be, you can use examples from Oracle Tabletop, or you can use existing cards from other systems. Like you can take a specialty from Alien, or use any card from Daggerhearts. Just take it. You want to have it, go ahead. It may need minor translations because there's more attributes in this system than in Daggerheart, so maybe there will be a more fitting attribute to use when there's a skill check required or something. But that should be usually quite a breeze, and it's not a difficult process to just convert the card. When we get to rolling dice, this is a D6 dice pool system. Start with one die to roll. You can add your attribute value for whatever you're trying to do, and also any experiences that apply to what you're doing. You can add that value as well. So let's say in a particular roll, we are using strength attribute, which is +1, and we have an experience in brawling, and we are trying to knock somebody out. And we have a +2 for that experience. That means we will be adding 1 additional die for the attribute, 2 additional dice for the experience. And then on top of that, we also have a stress pool. Depending on how much stress you have, you will add more dice. So if you have 3 stress, you will add 3 stress dice to your roll. In this case, we'll be rolling 4 regular dice and 3 stress dice for a total of 7 dice. Now, the results are counted as follows. On a regular die, 5 or 6 means success. On a stress die, only 6 is a success, but if you roll a 1, that means you will get a complication or something like a critical fail. Now, since our attributes are measured in, from 0 to usually 3, unless you're chose to play some superhero magic setting, when you could get more. But usually +1 means you're good at it, +2 means you're so good that even your friends know that this is the tech guy, right? Or she's the charismatic one, right? +3 means you're like famously good. Every single point matters a lot. If you're rolling something that you're not actually good at it, and you don't have any specific skills, but you're trying to do it, you usually have like 30% chance, right? But if you're good at it and you have at least +1, that chance jumps rapidly to 55%. If you're good at it and you also have a relevant experience and you bump this up to 3d6, that chance raises even higher to 70%. And then, if you're really good at it and you also have quite a lot of experience, you're almost always going to succeed. That is intentional. Wherever you spend even a single point on buffing up something, that makes a big difference. So if you spend, let's say 4 additional points or buffing up your attribute and relevant experience, so you have a character that is really good at something and actually has quite a lot of experience doing that thing, you really want to be succeeding. You don't want to have 60% chance to fail. But keep in mind, if you're also stressed, you will have a risk of something wrong happening, even if you're quite experienced. It is also worth mentioning, so beefing up your attributes is a diminishing returns curve. At some point, adding even more dice to your roll will not make much difference. This system encourages you to just put the points where you're actually good at it. If you're really, really good, put 2 points. But, going above 3 wouldn't really make much difference. That lets you focus on, okay, so what are the things that my character is good at? And wherever you put your points, you will get a lot of mileage out of every single point. Then moving on to attributes. So keep in mind, experiences will be wherever you come up with, right? And those will be used in specific situations. For everything else, you will use the list of 8 attributes that will say you're good at things or not good at things, and you will not get a relevant experience every single time. So that list of attributes, it's crucial for representing a person accurately. That's why 8 attributes, not just 4. The attributes are strength, agility, wits, lore, charisma, cool, perception, and luck. Strength being quite obvious, general fitness, pushing heavy objects, forcing open doors, hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that. Agility is speed, but also dexterity. So things like acrobatics, dodging, tinkering, pickpocketing, dancing, all those things you do with agility. Wit means how sharp is your mind. So any figuring out of puzzles, deduction, using logical arguments, resisting mind influence, hacking, all those things use wit. For lore is a general knowledge, ability to recall facts. You will use lore if you want to check if you heard about this project or something else. Do you happen to know where to look for something specific? That will be a lore check. And things like financials or genetics may be used together with lore rather than wit, because sometimes it's just about knowing where to look. So if you want to be a lawyer, you need to have high lore. Then charisma, also quite obvious, influencing, charming, flirting, acting, persuasion, leadership ability, all those things. Cool is your composure, so ability to act under pressure, also ability to lie, resistance to stress, and also use of firearms, meaning, steady hand. Perception is general awareness, your response times, like, how quickly and how well you process external inputs. Also insight, searching for clues, how fast and how often you notice things. And then luck. Luck is to, when everything else fails, make a luck check. If you cannot justify a test with the use of skill or ability, and you just want to, roll and pray that there is a knife in the room, or like there is an extinguisher on this floor when the fire just happens, for that you will roll luck. Okay, so let's jump into Oracle Tabletop and see how easy it is to make a character that you actually want. Starting off with Agent Bud over here. He is an agent of the FBI. All right, let's do that. He's good at a lot of things, like, driving, and he's good at shooting. Intimidation. Yeah, but most of all, I think he's good at interrogating people. Interrogation. All right, then his stats would be like, he's strong, yeah, he's, agile, yeah, he's perceptive, and I think he's mostly, he's cool, right? Okay. This is like a slightly realistic setting, so things like telekinesis and magic would not really work, but we can say that he's tough, for sure. That will give him mechanically additional 2 hit points, and that is something unique and mechanical about him. Yeah, maybe we can bring some more stuff. I don't know, maybe he's good looking. That should be another card, and that will apply in specific situations. Anyway, but here he is, like, no limits. Just put the experiences that you actually want him to have, right? Let's try another one. Let's make Dr. Bone. She is world famous for being very smart. So maybe wit should be 3. Or maybe that should be lore, actually, because, you know, she's good at deducing things, but the knowledge that she has is even more characteristic to her. So I would say 2 wit, 3 lore. And then nothing else, really. She will maybe train later on, but those would be like very specific things to her. She's a writer, also, you know, famously known for that, and she's an anthropologist, so, and also a very good one, maybe even 3, famously good anthropologist. Those would be her skills. And if we think about what is specific about her, I think her being like rich, well, there's no card, so let's say specialty. She is rich. Let's say maybe that's like a bonus of 2. Right, let's add some illustration to make it look a little bit better. I can share that card with other players, so if they lack ideas what to use, you can do that. All right, you can download this card if you want to use it later or print it out. You can do that. And let's just save. All right, so she's rich, and I would say she's also awkward. So like a flaw, right? So awkward, and we can even make it like mechanical, like whenever you fail at a social interaction test, then you get a complication for free. Like at least 1 complication, regardless of your role. And let's add the illustration there. There you go. That can also be shared. So yes, like not only a flavor, but also like you get some mechanical stuff that is going to happen. And let's save that. There you go, rich, but also awkward. This could be quite a fun character to play. So next time somebody else tries to build their character, they will have awkward as an option and rich also as well. Whatever you want to happen at your game, you can have it. Just write it down. You don't need to be constrained by limited set of spells, cards, or anything. Just create your own. Not only it is very easy to create a character that has all the signature things that you imagine, because you just put the signature things in the character sheet, really, right? And you can name them whatever you want. But then also this immediately becomes a strong mechanic in the game itself. So if you have all those experiences, they will give you a significant boost, because even 1 point is a significant boost to how often you will succeed at things. And so that like immediately transforms the game to match what you wanna have happening on your game sessions. This is the core of why this system even was created, to let the things that you want about your character to be highlighted and be at the center of the action. But people quite often tend to just, oh, it's in the book or it's not allowed. So I'm very much against that approach. I prefer players to be able to create what they want and to play how they want to. And only then this really shines, and the game and the fun can really blossom into something beautiful. Let's say Agent Booth is interrogating someone. Maybe he will just try to intimidate them with strength, and but he also has interrogation, so that will give him 3 dice to roll. Every single die gives a big boost to the probability of success. So in this case, there you go. We already have there's 30% chance on a die to get a success. Maybe there's a body lying over there still. So she can use her lore with anthropologists. She will have a lot of dice because that's what she does, right? This is her core identity, that she's super smart. She knows all those things, and if she rolls, she wants to be certain, yes, if anyone can tell, she will be able to tell, right? There's still a bit of randomness there. So as you can see, with so many dice, you can still be unlucky and do not roll a success. But the chances are on her side for sure. So the combat here can be done in 2 ways, depending on what you like, right? Some people like the narrative combat. Narrative combat is quite simple. You roll your skill check, take relevant experiences, you get a number of successes. Your enemy rolls their test, and they get the number of successes. Whoever has more wins, and you just narrate how it looks like. If you get the same result, you can say that whoever was taking action actually comes out on top, and that's it. All right, and now the tactical combat. This borrows heavily from the nimble system, but there are some differences. You don't roll d20 for initiative, you roll a dice pool of d6. You get 1 die, but you also add bonus dice for perception, agility, and wit. The number of successes you get is how many actions you can do on your first kind of surprise round. This may be 0, but it can also be 4. All players go, then all NPCs go. NPCs don't roll for initiative, they just take a move and attack or do something specific that they do, depending of how you build your NPC. Boss enemies take actions in between each player, so that's additional challenge. There is a list of actions you can do on your turn and also outside of your turn. There is a link in the description for all the nitty-gritty details. On your player turn, you can spend an action to attack, move, operate something, pick up item, put something there gently, cast a spell, create an opening, anticipate danger, all those things you can do. There are some free actions, if you're just dropping something, you shouldn't be forced to spend an action. You can just do it if you want to drop it, right? Or shout a very short sentence, that is still fine, right? If it's not your turn, you can still do reactions by spending your action points, right? So there's dodging. So as you can see, the list is slightly bigger. I figured there should be few additions on top of what the core nimble system does. So that's why I included those as well, dodging, parry. You can just roll your weapon damage to reduce the damage taken by that amount. Riposte. So once you parry something, you can quickly follow up with another action, which is a riposte, and just do a quick attack. All those extra actions are described on this page. I will give the link to this page in the video description so that you can just go there and just print the whole thing. It will take 4 pages to have the whole thing, and that's it. There's not that much in here. At the end of your turn, you get 3 actions, and it's just 3 actions every turn after the first one. To hit, you just roll immediately your weapon damage. If you roll 1 on the first die you rolled, it means it misses. There is optional rule to account for kind of hard targets or high skill. So instead of this 1, you can do miss difficulty, which is minimum of 1, but it can be higher. So if you want to be a hard to hit target and you move very quickly, you can add your agility to the difficulty. But on the other hand, also if the shooter is really good at what they do, then they have steady hands, high cool attribute, then that subtracts from the difficulty. This also accounts for stress. So the shooter needs to also add half of their stress, rounded down to the difficulty level. For some, it will be too much counting, so it is an optional rule. But if you're playing like on Oracle Tabletop, this will be counted automatically for you, and it just works very quickly. Let's say Agent Boot had a very bad day. Like, he's already got like 5 stress, right? He's very cool and he has the sharpshooter, but then see how shooting looks like. So he will be shooting this character, and it was still just 1 to hit. But if we say, let's edit him a little bit, let's just a little bit less cool, a little bit more stress, and maybe just remove that sharpshooter, try shooting again. So now that he shoots, but the difficulty was actually 4, because due to the target being evasive, high agility there, and he also has high stress, and he didn't get as much bonuses as he did earlier, right? So in this case, the first die was 2. That's a miss, right? So Oracle does that for you automatically, and you just go into, hey, you wanna shoot people, fine, and it's always is going to just count the difficulty for you. This one is difficulty 2 due to stress, because he's highly stressed. But the Dr. Bone is not that agile, so she's not evasive. It's easier to shoot her. If you're playing offline and you just want to remember this rule about setting the difficulty, it may be a little bit tedious. Like you need to, okay, what's your agility, what's her agility, what's your call, how much stress do you have, count it. So that's a little bit of counting, right? So sometimes you want to do that because you don't mind and you like the additional degree of realism in there, then yeah, that's fine. Some people will consider this being a showstopper for their fun, so just use 1 to miss and just ignore the whole thing. That's why I also mentioned this is optional. So you want to use this rule, fine, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it, like I do. But if you don't, then just ignore it. There is another optional rule about armor durability. So if you get hit by more than the armor provides as a defense, then you only get the excess damage, but the armor loses a durability point. You can repair this during the downtime. The health pool is just dots. It's not big numbers like in D&D and Nimble when you have like 75 HP, right? It's just this. So how does that work with weapons having different dice? And if you roll like 12 damage, how does that apply? The simple rule here is just divided by 10. So if it's 10 or below, that's 1 HP. If it's 20 or below, that's 2 HP. If it's 30, it's 3, and so on. I wanted this to be like dots I can cross out on the character sheet instead of just numbers. Just scratch the number, write another number. There's way more calculation. Just cross out 3 dots on your character sheet, and that's it. When you use a grid on a tactical map, one action move means you can move up to 5 steps on the grid. Again, your speed depends on your stats. So if you have high agility, like +2 agility, you can then move 2 extra steps. And then there is stress pool, which is 6 plus cool plus strength plus wit. You can reroll any dice during the game by getting a stress point. So when you roll damage, you can just reroll the whole thing. When you reroll a skill check, which is, you know, a pool of d6s, you can also keep the successes you already rolled and only reroll the rest of the dice, including any complication ones that you might be getting. You can reroll those too, right? Another optional rule, you could do like exploding dice. So if you really like that sense of, hey, I'm gonna crit, right? And that extra shot of adrenaline if you roll the highest number on your die and you can deliver a really powerful shot, then go ahead. I will make some more videos showing combat examples. This video should be enough for you to just get started and have fun. That would be it in this video. This should be enough to get you started. Check out the links in the description. Like the video if you like the system. Subscribe if you want to see more. And do comment if you have questions or if I missed something. So have fun with the system, and I will see you next time.